It's happened, guys. It's actually freaking happened. All the rumors, all the drama, the long days of the saga, it is all finally over. It's an end of an era in Milwaukee. Bucks in 6? More like 6 decades. Giannis Antetokounmpo, after a whole year of rumors, has finally been traded, and we break it down right here on our special breaking news emergency edition of Sports Weekly. Who was right, y'all? Who was freaking right? You know what? Let me put my phone down right here and take a victory lap. Woo! 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 Let's go, baby! Who was freaking right? That's right. Your boy was right, man. Your boy was freaking right. And this is not the only time today that I've been right. Been right a bunch of times. But ladies and gentlemen, it's freaking happened. Giannis Antetokounmpo, after all the rumors, after all the drama, after all the saga that persisted, he has finally been traded. Giannis tonight, we thought it was going to be the Boston Celtics. That's what it looked like for a good chunk of the day. That's what it looked like a good chunk of yesterday. It was the Miami Heat before that. And then it was the Celtics. And then it was back to the Heat. Well, Giannis is going to Miami. Maybe it was where he always wanted to go. Who knows? But Giannis Antetokounmpo has finally been traded in a massive blockbuster deal. I told you guys all today, this afternoon, stay on high alert because a trade was imminent. It was coming. It was just a matter of when, not if, that Giannis Antetokounmpo was going to get traded. And boom, Shams Charania drops the news at 11:50 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:50 p.m. on the West Coast. Giannis traded to the Miami Heat for a massive package that goes back to Milwaukee that sends Tyler HERRO, the Wisconsin kid, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Casper, I'm not even going to even pronounce his last name because I know I'm going to get it wrong. And also WARE, 3 first-round draft picks, and also a bunch of other pick swaps as well. I mean, we knew it was coming, but to see the return still, I mean, it is ginormous. What a return the Milwaukee Bucks got in return for Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it's still jarring to say that Giannis has been traded. That after many years of this being an idea that was floated out there, or it was just the rumors that persisted or the drama that happened, that this is finally over. Giannis is on the Miami Heat. It's not the Warriors that gets him. It's not the Lakers that gets him, and I'm sad. It's not the Boston Celtics that get him. But Giannis is going to Miami. He's going to a big market, finally, for the first time. Everybody wanted that. And now he gets to be on a contender. So we're going to break it all down here, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys. We'll talk about what this means and what this means for the Heat. We'll talk about the Bucks' return. We'll talk more about on Sports Weekly because I do want to get into the Dallas Mavericks shocking the world and hiring Dusty May to be their new head coach. I want to talk about that. But we'll have a lot more on Sports Weekly. But ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a night of NBA news. Not to mention the Julius Randle to the Nets trade, which we'll talk about that primarily on Sports Weekly. But you know what? Let me just start by saying this. First of all, Yes, 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 yes. I am so damn glad that he is not a Boston Celtic because I was so freaking sick to my stomach yesterday and into today when it looked like that it was all but guaranteed that Giannis Antetokounmpo was going to be a Boston Celtic. I was like, oh, shoot. You know, we just got Luka. We turned the rivalry upside down. We got the younger player now. We got the generational superstar. And they were going to respond just like they did back in '08, getting Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. The Celtics were going to, as you guys all know, I'm a Lakers fan, by the way, that they were going to, Boston was going to respond and get Giannis Antetokounmpo, another international superstar. I know we would have a rivalry, but seeing him in green would have made me absolutely sick. So I'm so damn glad that he is not a Boston Celtic anywhere but Boston. So hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. He is not a Boston Celtic. And you know, I know my guy Ben Cruz is gonna, you know, maybe give me a little bit, but hey man, Ben, I love you, you know that. But hey, I'm a Lakers fan. So anywhere but Boston. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I tried to tell you guys this was coming for a good portion of a year. You guys always said that, oh, Isaiah, you know, stop drawing a conclusion, stop making stuff up. Do you finally believe in my abilities? I told y'all this was coming. Told y'all 2 years this was coming. Because you saw the Bucks' path. They had no path to a championship, no path to even remotely coming close to contending. I tried to tell y'all, I tried telling people on various different networks that the Giannis Antetokounmpo era in Milwaukee, those days were numbered. That it was a matter of when, not if, that he was going to get traded. But I kept getting pushback. And now he finally gets dealt. And, you know, the thing is that when you talk about this move, first of all, I'm happy for Giannis that, you know, now he gets to go to a big market and that he gets to show off his talents in a big market. He deserves that. Not to diminish what he did in Milwaukee. What he did in Milwaukee was extremely special. He won them a championship, first championship in like over 40, 50 years. He's the best player to ever play for the Milwaukee Bucks. But Giannis, his legacy could be on a whole nother level now that he's in a big market in Miami. And let's talk about the teams now, right? So let's talk about the Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you guys this. This doesn't make the Miami Heat a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Of course not. This only elevates Miami, I'll say, to a 6th place team in the East or a 5th place team in the East at best. Because when you look at the talent that they gave out to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you look at who they have now, right? It's Giannis, it's Bam, it's 2 guys that dominate on the inside. But I hate to break it to you, the NBA, ladies and gentlemen, is now a sport that plays outside to inside, meaning guard play, shooting. That's what they need. Like, if they had gotten Steph Curry, it would have transformed them to a title contender. But they get Giannis, who can't shoot, who has dealt with injuries in the past. They got Bam, who does most of his work on the inside. Only occasionally he'll go out and shoot. They have a lot of size, don't get me wrong. Don't forget Bobby Portis as well, who they got in the trade. But this only makes the Miami Heat like a 5th to 6th place team at best in the Eastern Conference. Like, I need to see what else they do in the offseason, how they address their guard play, how they address the shooting, the lack of shooting that they currently have on the roster. But when you look at the Miami Heat right now, this is not a championship contender. I'm sorry to say that. They're not. They don't have any shooting. They don't have any they don't have a lot of good guard play on their team. I know they have a great head coach in Eric Spoelstra, who Giannis is going to go to another level. He's already a superstar, but he's going to be on a whole nother level, coached by Eric Spoelstra. They're going to be able to dominate inside. I just don't know how they're going to be able to generate offense outside of Giannis and Bam when it comes to shooting. I think that Pat Riley, I got to give him a lot of credit, got to give him a lot of love, because, I think with Pat Riley, look, we made fun of Pat Riley for a long, long time, saying that he had lost his fastball. And I know I said that, like, he lost his fastball. If he had went to Boston, I would have said that it was another piece of evidence that Pat Riley should retire and that he should turn the keys over to someone else because he's clearly lost his fastball. Well, obviously, Pat Riley made me eat a gigantic piece of humble pie because he just got Giannis Antetokounmpo. He just got one of the best superstars in the NBA. So congratulations to Pat Riley. Shout out to you. You got the next big star for the Miami Heat after, Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and now you get Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I just think right now, when you look at the Heat, they are a deeply flawed team. They don't have a lot of shooting, like I said. They don't have a lot of guard play. I know there's talks that they might get Damian Lillard if he is bought out by the Portland Trailblazers. I would not touch Damian Lillard with a 10-foot pole just because I look at Damian Lillard. I don't know how his legs are going to hold up. Does he have the same burst of speed? Does he have that athleticism? I doubt it, especially after coming off that Achilles. I want to see what else they continue to do. But as of right now, with the way that they're constructed, with having Bam, with having Giannis, and shipping out Tyler HERRO, who is a very underrated offensive player, shipping out, Casper. The only good part is that they didn't give up Nikola Jovic, which I was surprised because I thought for sure that he was going to be in that trade. But with the way that they are shaped right now, you got Norman Powell, who's a decent guard. He can score in bunches. Doesn't really play much defense. Andrew Wiggins might opt out. We'll see about that. Which I think, look, he should come back to the Heat. He could bring the defense, as well as bring the defense, as well as bring some shooting, as well as some offensive production. But with the way they are right now, this is a fifth place team or a sixth place team at best. You look at the East, like New York's better than them, who just won a title. Boston is certainly better than them. Although who knows, like Jaylen Brown, you might have ruffled some feathers there now with Jaylen Brown being publicly, put in these trades. I'll also say this. I like Orlando. I thought Jamal Mosley wasn't the right fit, but now with the new coach, with a new emphasis on, fundamentals, as well as some new defense or some new offense that Sean Sweeney's going to bring in Orlando, are the Heat even the best team in Florida? That's the bigger question. I for the Heat, congratulations, Pat Riley. You got Giannis, but your whole roster right now is not complete. It is flawed, and this Heat team right now, there's not much scaring me outside of Giannis and Bam, and that's about it. Like, you could talk highly of Bobby Portis, whatever. We know Bobby Portis is inconsistent. We'll see what happens with the rest of the roster, but maybe they try to bring back Duncan Robinson if he somehow, some way is able to get out of Detroit. Christian Braun is another name from the Denver Nuggets that has been floating out there in rumors. Maybe they trade for Klay Thompson now with the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, that would definitely address some of their shooting woes. But look at the East. I mean, New York, Boston, Cleveland, they're all better. They're all better than the Miami Heat. I think Orlando's going to be better. I like Philadelphia and what Bob Myers is doing. I liked, VJ Edgecombe and Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I think they're better. So right there, that's like six. That's like five teams that's better than the Miami Heat, and not counting the Atlanta Hawks, who could be a very sneaky team for in the Eastern Conference. So that's my take on it. I think Miami, look, we'll see. We need to see what happens the rest of the year for me to judge it, or the offseason for me to judge it. Because right now, like I said, this is a fifth or sixth place team in the Eastern Conference. Now let's talk about Milwaukee. Bucks and 6, right? Bucks and 6. Well, hope you enjoyed that title, because the Milwaukee Bucks are not going to be anything for the next 6 decades. Sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Look, I like the package that they got. I personally would have rather had Boston's package, even though that makes me sick to my stomach, because Jaylen Brown is unequivocally a better player than Tyler HERRO. And you would have gotten a couple first-round picks in return. I think they were haggling over Hugo, Gonzalez, and some other pieces as well. But I personally would have taken Boston's package. I think that was better. But they did get a lot. They got a lot of young talent. Tyler HERRO is from Wisconsin. He's not going to leave. I get why Jimmy Haslam did not want Jaylen Brown, because there was that possibility that Jaylen Brown could have opted out. Well, here's the thing. If you're Jimmy Haslam, you got to think about it like this. If you get Jaylen Brown, right, you can also flip him and get multiple first-round picks. So it's not like you're going to just trade for him and then like have him leave in a couple of years. So that's why I personally would have taken the Boston package. But what Miami gave up to Milwaukee, it's a lot. Tyler HERRO, I think he's a really good player. I think I'm more high on Tyler HERRO than a lot of people are out there. I think this dude could be a bona fide superstar. Like, I think he really could. Like, he's a guy that is still very, very young. You know, defensively, he's not that great, but this dude can shoot. This dude can handle the basketball. This dude can, score the ball when he's needed to. I think he's going to be able to put up really good numbers in Milwaukee. And, I would not be shocked on this Bucks team if Tyler HERRO is an all-star next season in the Eastern Conference. Like, I think that's how good of a player that he can be. And he can definitely, lead the Bucks into this new chapter post Giannis Antetokounmpo. I like WARE. He's a lob threat. He's a guy that brings energy. That's a good young piece to get, especially to help you rebuild. Jaime Jaquez Jr., last year he was decent, but there are some consistency questions around him. But I think when you look at what Milwaukee got, the picks, they need to hit on them, because I'm not a fan of like getting draft picks, just because when you get draft picks, it's not guaranteed. You better hit on those picks. Like the Raiders traded Khalil Mack, all-time great pass rusher. They got all those draft picks, and what happened? All those picks amounted to nothing. Jonathan Abrams might have been the best player they got, and he lasted, 3 years in the NFL? That's it. So, you better hit on those picks. You got 3 first-round picks. That's nice. HERRO's nice. WARE's okay. Jaquez is decent. And you got a few pick swaps, which is, I guess, decent. And you got the 13th overall pick in return, which is a lottery pick. So, you better hit on that pick. But I do like what Milwaukee got. You had to trade Giannis. He was walking after this season. It was just a matter of when, not if. So, this definitely helps the Bucks reset. And plus, like I said, you can trade Tyler HERRO, let's say mid-season, especially if he's balling out. You can get him when he's at the highest of value, or you can trade him when he's at the highest of value, and you get more picks in return. So, good return for the Milwaukee Bucks. I like it a lot. I think Tyler HERRO is going to blossom there in Milwaukee, and he's gonna be really good for the Milwaukee Bucks. But yeah, it's a massive trade. I am so damn glad that Giannis is not in Boston. He's instead in Miami. I think that you look at now with the Eastern Conference, with the Heat, we don't know what the roster is going to be. The Knicks just won it, but, there's a lot of cap questions there. Orlando's got a new coach. Cleveland is Cleveland. They're always like too soft in the regular season. I never believe in them. Atlanta is, I guess, kind of young. Washington is delusional and stupid. But yeah, I think Eastern Conference is going to be very, very interesting and fun to see who gets out of the East next year. But Giannis getting traded is huge. It sucks that my Lakers weren't able to get him because, and here's the thing with Giannis, like, is Giannis stupid in the head? Like, why would you go to Miami when Miami's honestly kind of the same team that you were with the Bucks? Why would you want to go to LA and play with Luka? I mean, you play with Luka. That is the international version of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Like, that is how great that Giannis would have been on the Lakers. But hey, Giannis's decision. He's gone to the Miami Heat now. The Miami Heat better hope that he signs that extension, because you've seen players that get traded that have said that they're going to sign the extension, and then guess what? They end up not signing it, a la Kyrie Irving, and then leaving, and then you give up a big package for nothing. So, like I said, this does not make the Miami Heat championship contenders. It makes them the 6th or the 5th best team in the NBA right now. We'll see what happens as they move their roster around. But before we get into Dusty May, like I said, there was a lot of stuff that happened in the NBA today. Dusty May going to the Mavericks, Giannis. I want to touch base on this Trae Young thing. He signed a 4-year, $212 million deal to stay with the Washington Wizards a few months after getting traded there. Let me just say this. I don't want to hear the Trae Youngs of the world, the Devin Bookers of the world, the Bradley Beals of the world. This is why I have a problem with those guys. It's because you are with an organization that is already garbage. Let's just say it as how it is, right? And even DeMarcus Cousins back in the day. You are with these organizations that, and this is why I have a problem with loyalty. Everybody wants to talk about loyalty. This is what I have a problem with. You're in these situations with these teams that are notoriously known for being garbage, that you know damn well they're not going to put a contender around you. They're going to F around and they're going to find out. And you've been toiling around in garbage for the majority of your beginning of your career. And you decide to stay, or in Trae Young's case, decide to go to an even worse team than you were. And not only that, but you decide, just because they offer you a big fat bag of money, after all the stuff that you've been through, after like all this stuff, all the losing, and you only like winning like 20 plus games or whatever it is, maybe one playoff appearance on occasion, you really want to stick around and see the same story over and over and over, despite the fact that, they try to sell you something. Oh, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be different, when you know damn well that they're going to hoodwink and bamboozle you every single time. This is why I don't feel bad for the Trae Youngs, the Bradley Beals, the Devin Bookers. Even though I love Booker, I wish Booker was a Laker. I wish Booker would man up and demand out of Phoenix and go to LA. This is exactly why I do not feel bad for them. Even like the Mike Trouts in baseball. I don't feel bad for you that you're toiling away with the Angels, because you have the opportunity. Well, in Trout's case, he doesn't. Well, he could have requested a trade. But in the cases of Trae Young, in the cases of Bradley Beal, in the cases of Devin Booker, don't ever complain to me when your team is garbage and you keep losing and losing and losing and losing and losing, and you're like, oh, my team doesn't put any pieces around me. My team is not serious about competing. Well, because if you were serious about wanting to win, if you were serious about competing, guess what? You would have gone out of there. And Trae Young had the chance to get out of there, but nope. I want to get paid. I want to get a boatload of money. I want to sign this massive 4-year, $212 million deal. I know $50 million is a lot of money, But sometimes you got to sacrifice in order to win. Sometimes it's more about money. It's more than just money. It's about legacy. Like, do you think Charles Barkley sits on TV every single time he's on when they tease him about like the championship and stuff? Do you think Charles Barkley, like deep down, is like, man, like I'm so happy I didn't win a ring? No, he's devastated he didn't win a ring. You could see it on TV. Carmelo Anthony, same thing. Even though he said, "Oh, I don't care about the win, I'd rather win the Olympics." No, you don't. Let's be honest with ourselves. Like, I just don't understand why these players, like these Trae Youngs, these Bradley Beals, it's like, bro, why are you signing these fat contracts? Take a little bit less and go and try to win. Like, you've been complaining about wanting, like, your team not winning all your career. Like, why don't you get out? Like, that's what I don't get. And I said the same thing when Devin Booker signed that fat deal last year to stay in Phoenix. I said the same thing when Bradley Beal signed that massive, you guys remember that massive like 5-year deal to stay in Washington? Like, you better not complain because you signed it, you made your choice, you made your bed, and now go lay in it because like that's what you chose. So I don't have any sympathy. You could have wanted out, but instead you chose not to. Same thing with Mike Trout. Like, how many years has he been with the Angels? You could have easily told Artie Moreno, put your fist down on Artie's table and said, I want out. I want to be traded to the Phillies. I want to be traded to the Dodgers. I don't care. Get me out of here. But instead you don't. So I don't have any sympathy whatsoever for those guys. And don't give me this like, oh, it's big. Oh, we need to stay in small markets so we can go like build something. No, like it's about winning. It's about winning. So Trae Young, do not ever give me this like, oh, I'm so sad. My team doesn't, my team doesn't put any things around me to win. Yeah, like you're set up for winning with Anthony Davis, yourself, and potentially AJ Dibansa. Like, get out of here with that. All right. Let's get into Dusty May, y'all. Let's get into Dusty May. So, breaking news. I woke up this morning. Slept really well, by the way. Dreamt that Macklin Celebrini and Gavin McKenna were on the same team with the Sharks. Who knows, that might happen. But I woke up this morning in a very good mood. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? Because that's what happened with the rest of the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, stunned the world and hired Michigan head coach, fresh off winning a national championship. They have hired Michigan head coach Dusty May to be their next head coach. You know what? Let me put my phone down here. By the way, all you guys that are clamoring for the link, it is down in the comments. So if you want to jump on, give your thoughts on this massive Giannis move, give your thoughts on Trae Young's dumbass deal, or give your thoughts on Dusty May, feel free to join in. But Masai Ujiri, Patrick Dumont, the owner of the Mavericks, bravo. Bra freaking oh, man. This is why this guy is truly the savior of Dallas basketball. Masai Ujiri, you bad man, you did it again. You are the savior of Dallas basketball. Look at this. Look at how they rebounded after the Luka trade. Patrick Dumont went out and got Masai Ujiri, who's a future Hall of Fame executive, to be his president of basketball operations. What a hire. Nobody saw that coming. And then today, after your boy said on a show a couple weeks ago, said, oh, I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to make a hire out of left field. They're going to hire someone from out of left field because that's what Masai Ujiri always does. And I brought up a college name. Yeah, sure, she didn't get hired. Dawn Staley, whatever. But I brought up Dawn Staley. She didn't get hired. She should be hired, by the way, in the NBA. Someone should definitely take a chance on her. But she didn't get hired. But who was right for saying that the Mavericks were going to hire someone from out of left field and in the college ranks? Your boy, that's who. So I'm stunned because he just won a championship. But and the guy that's backstage right now, he knows this as well as anyone. Sadly, I'm not really. I shouldn't be surprised just because the validity in college athletics right now is just such a mess, and it's just so volatile that nobody really knows whether you are. And this is let's be serious, guys. Whether you are watching college football, whether you are watching college basketball, college baseball, water polo, whatever. Nobody knows sadly, where college athletics is going because there is no governance. There's no rules. Like some programs, some schools have had to shut down programs from other sports because they didn't generate any money and their football program doesn't generate a lot of money, so they can't pay for it. So it sucks. I know Dusty May said to CBS Sports that something about how, like, yeah, when they asked him if he was going to be the Michigan coach in the next 3 to 4 years, he said, I don't know. And he said, like, I'll be honest, like, and you can read the interview with Matt Norlander, who does a fantastic job covering college basketball for CBS Sports. He said that, and this was shocking. He said that, I'll be honest with you, I cannot see myself being the Michigan coach in 3 to 4 years because with the way that the life is for college basketball coaches right now, it's untenable. Like, you can't even celebrate winning a championship. Like in Michigan, when they won the national title, they enjoyed it for like 10 minutes, literally. And then when the clock hit midnight that night, that's when the transfer portal opened. And coaches were sending out a bunch of FaceTime calls and this and that to recruits and trying to get them to come. Like, that's how volatile it is. So, in hindsight, should not be surprised that Dusty May left. He is one of the great college basketball coaches in the country. And for him to make this move, I mean, it's shocking. I think he's going to do a great job in the NBA just because he's a guy that's really good at X's and O's, and to be good in the NBA, I feel like you got to be good at X's and O's, but you also got to be able to, kind of stand down and let the players lead instead of you being the leader. And that's kind of what Michigan was. Michigan was kind of like a players-led team instead of the coach, being the alpha dog. So I think he's going to do a good job, and he's going to have a great front office behind him with Masai Ujiri, the savior of Dallas basketball. Cooper Flag there, Kyrie Irving, who knows what's going to happen to him, Klay Thompson. I could see them embracing a rebuild there in Dallas. But I think when you look at Dallas, I think they have a very bright future. And I got to give major love and props because we were all hating on Patrick Dumont and the Mavericks. Like, after the whole Luka trade. Well, guess what? They've bounced back extremely, extremely well. All right. My voice is about to get shot. Let me welcome him into the show. Do I have to? Oh God, with the glasses already. Good Lord. Callan, I see you're wearing your rings out here. First of all, I want to give this dude a lot of props. He broke the trade of Giannis. I'll give him that.
And I predicted Milwaukee winning in 6 freaking games over your boy Devin Fluker. Quit holding that against me that I was right.
All right, Callan, welcome to the program. What's your thoughts? Because I know you had a lot of comments. I got this wind blowing in my face right now.
Well, maybe stop doing shows after you get off work and actually go to your studio and actually do it like the proper way, genius.
What is your thoughts on this massive Giannis trade? I think we both saw this coming. I think that we both anticipated that it was going to happen sometime today. That's why I was telling people stay up because you don't want to miss it. But Is Miami a true title contender now? Did Milwaukee fleece them? What's the whole deal?
Neither team is doing shit next season at this rate. Simple as that.
No, I agree with you. I think Miami's a 5th or 6th best team at best. I
don't even think that. I think there's other teams that'll be better than them if they get their heads out of their ass and actually put a good product on the floor.
I think right now they just don't have a lot of like shooting. Like, who's their guards on their team? Like,
You're the basketball guy. I have no idea.
I mean,
claim to be an insider. You insult me in my career every given day and twice on Sunday. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, it is Bam and Giannis, who both are really good in the middle. But here's the problem: if this was like 2020, if this was like 2008, right, with Kobe and Gasol and Bynum, this would work. This is not 2008 anymore. This is where like all the teams rely on outside shooting and guard play.
Okay.
But what do you think about the return that Milwaukee got in this deal?
I mean, I think they fleeced that entire roster because now it's Giannis and Bam versus everybody else. It's like 2-on-5 basketball. Plus, they get 2 picks within 3 selections of each other in the draft at 10 and 13. They're going to need it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rebuild time now.
They better hit on them too. I think so they have their original pick, which is the 10th pick.
They have their pick at 10, Miami's pick at 13, and then future picks in 2030, 33, and 31, I think.
Can we just say, though, that the Godfather, Pat Riley, still has his fastball after this?
I would hold off on that because this might be the one where he finally swings and misses for strike 3.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I heard rumors.
I don't see Jimmy Butler being on that roster still after he swung there in 2019.
By the way, Callan, I am hearing rumors that potentially that Miami could, if he's bought out or if he's bought out, they could potentially sign DeMar DeRozan. So that could maybe add some guard offense to their guard play.
What does he have left to prove? Absolutely nothing. He's over the hill and old.
Where is he, by the way? I
don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Sacramento. That's where he is. He's loitering in Sacramento. But so do you think Herro being the main return, does this cause trouble for Boston? Because I think that this is a question that not a lot of people are talking about because, when you are a player.
The only problem it would be, and we literally just talked about this on a network you've been fired from multiple times over and what have you, which, by the way, had 175 people watching, and here you've got 5 people here. So yeah, this is a major letdown for me. Hate to say to it. Not sorry. But if I'm Jaylen Brown, I feel disgusted that this is now the second time in a matter of 4 years to count the rings on my finger. So shove those up your ass, buddy. That you've been in trade talks and you've been rumored to be on the move to the Knicks or, somewhere out of town to simply go and get another big fish in the pond. Okay, that's twice now in a 4-year stretch. You got to wonder now how the Celtics try to repair this relationship, because now you've got one of your main studs right now out there who, by the way, was kind of a-hole over the course of the playoffs, like this bum who's your host on this platform, when it came to chewing out the refs and calling out fans in the Twitch chat like this guy does to me every day of the week and twice on Sunday because, you don't have credentials to talk about sports. What the fuck do you know? That, you got to really, I think, try to patch up whatever damage may have been done here, because for the second time in 4 years and your name's in trade talks, I mean, if there's a chasm, it's starting to kind of, in a way, break apart between Jaylen Brown and Celtics.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I won't be shocked if, let's say in the next few weeks that Jaylen Brown requests a trade, because you remember what happened with Lamar Odom after he was in that failed Chris Paul trade that happened, and then he came back, or the deal, was denied. Every player came back, and then Lamar Odom basically threw a bitch fit and said, I'm not reporting.
I was going to say more recently, your boy Dalton Connect going to the Hornets and that trade for Mark Williams, and then he never played again, much like yourself with high school football, throwing away your playbook at a Jack in the Box. So that never happened either, much like Connect playing for the Lakers. So, I mean, I would say that's more of a more relevant recent happening than obviously the Chris Paul trade was one thing, but more recently it'd be about the Lakers basically saying, we don't need you anymore, kid. Oh, wait, we have to take you back now. Just sit on the bench and don't do shit. There we go.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch the next several weeks. What happens with Jaylen Brown? I could definitely see him getting traded. And now if you're Boston, like if he does request the trade, you're basically have to trade him for pennies on the dollar, because like you can't get a super, like which superstar is available that you can get, and everybody knows that Boston has to trade him because he's not happy.
And you got to wonder about salary, the apron, where they are with the salary cap. I mean, that's why I think Miami's a loser, because they really shot themselves in the foot when it comes to finances, when it came to using the trade exemption to get Giannis.
All right. Let's get into the second topic that I talked about. Callan, what was your thoughts on Trae Young signing that 4-year, $212 million deal to stay in Washington? I mean, there's talks Anthony Davis might be traded now. They have the number 1 overall pick in tomorrow's draft. I mean, Washington is essentially, I guess, banking on AD and Trae Young being the leader of their climb back up after the rebuild, I guess.
I mean, who knows? I mean, the Wizards kind of feel like they're the Anthony Rendon franchise, where guys who are on bad deals just go there to rot, sadly, and especially with, who out there wants Anthony Davis, beat up, banged up, shoot up and spit out every other day of the week. I mean, I don't know what his future is, sadly. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. He's, won a title, but it's always been marred by injury problems with him in like the knees or the back or, whatever it might be, or the ankle. The calf, the hamstring. I think he pulled the hamstring last year before he went to Washington. I mean, I'm not really surprised about, declining the option and getting a bit more money, but sadly, the Wizards are still stuck in neutral, and they're going to be that way for quite a while, sadly.
Do you think that Trae Young and AD with the number 1 overall pick next year potentially, does it make the Wizards a playoff team? I mean, 7th, 8th?
No, they might go from 15 to 14 in the conference standings, but they're not going to go to the top 10.
Yeah. And see, like I said, I don't know if you heard my rant earlier, but this is why I don't have any sympathy for the Trae Young.
Do this crap about small markets. Don't be loyal to a marketplace. Go and chase the rings. Now, all 4 of these were won in San Diego, Isaiah. So you can take that and shove it where the sun don't shine.
But
it doesn't matter, Isaiah, what it is. If you're getting that paycheck from the Washington Wizards or the Washington Generals, I think you would take that money every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Well, no, you take it, but don't complain if you're losing, though.
Then don't complain about me rooting for small markets and, staying loyal to one franchise.
Going into
about me being in this industry for 18 years and then calling it white privilege.
I have never done that.
Yes, you have.
Oh my gosh. Moving on from Trae Young,
my hockey career and me being a part of hockey for 26 years.
Moving on to Trae Young.
On 400 AHL games and 500 total in my working career, as opposed to your 26 games in 2 years, and you mock me for my team going to the playoffs.
I mean, can we talk about the fact that I got a great trade right in terms of my NHL mock draft? Or, I mean, I did say there would be a big trade in the top 10, in the bottom top 10.
No.
No.
Was not rumored to trade with Nashville, you moron.
Why not? They should.
The list is Winnipeg, St. Louis, and Ottawa. Where the hell is freaking Nashville on that list, buddy?
It could be a sleeper team. For the 10th overall pick, Mason McTavish.
Right there, buddy. This is what I'm talking about with you insulting me and when it comes to hockey. Quit turning off that damn screen. Face the heat from your boy, because you always seem to want to kick me in the nuts when it comes to, the Padres can't do this. Oh, the Ducks are this. Oh, you should watch the NFL. Why are you not a Laker fan anymore? Dude, stop it. I've been on this planet in this industry a lot longer than you have, so don't even start pushing my buttons. Learn some respect for somebody who's in the industry with a wall full of credentials right next to his desk. And who's got not one, not two, not three, 4 championships.
Speaking of championships, let's move on to our.
I have more than you do in 32 years. There you go.
Let's move on to our final topic of a national title winning head coach is leaving for the NBA.
Coaches don't always translate to the pros. Case in point, Isaiah, your boy Tony Vitello.
But here's why it's different, though. Because
it's
I feel like
different when Paige Beckers and the Wings are 11-6 and third right now in the Western Conference with the WNBA.
I mean, but you got to admit, though, it is sad that he's leaving just because of how volatile college sports has become.
And I mean, you think I want Bremen Sorsby's case swept under the rug?
God.
Are you freaking kidding me? When I've worked in college athletics for 15 years, starting this upcoming August?
But they were never going to enforce it anyways.
You literally said he's 22, sweeping underneath the rug.
Yeah, because they had an injunction out against the NCAA.
You don't sweep gambling on your team under the rug. I don't know, Isaiah. Did Pete Rose come back to Major League Baseball when he got his ban? Is Jonte Porter coming back to the NBA? Is Terry Rozier going to be out of a slammer anytime soon for the NBA? I don't think so.
He might come back.
Stop being insane in the membrane for once, Fu.
Oh my gosh. But what's your thoughts on this Dusty May hire?
I mean, it's cool. He's got a natty, but it's not going to pan out probably, sadly, with just how how the leap is to go from college to the pros.
Are you surprised that he left Michigan?
No, because of where college athletics is, I'm not surprised.
And I want to ask you about this serious question.
I don't know. Everything you've asked me has not been serious over the last 6 years.
No, this is legit serious. Because you work in college athletics, and I'm glad that you're on this program. Because
quit kissing my ass.
When you look at Dusty May, right, and him leaving,
because if you weren't doing stuff here and you were actually on a network, you weren't fired from a year ago, it'd be a different story.
When you look at Dusty May,
you're actually doing something nice towards like getting money and like actually getting sponsors instead of this BS you're doing here tonight.
But I want to ask you a serious question.
It better be serious then.
It is serious.
Not about loyalty, small markets, you suck, get your credentials stripped.
It's not going to
announcer.
It's not about any of that. It's not about any of that. Where do you think college sports is going to go?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, I know you read everything, but I mean, what alarmed me was Dusty May essentially said that he was asked if he was going to be the Michigan coach in 4 years, he said no. And that was very telling. And I
literally just saw this happen at the former Division II school I worked at. Charity Elliott, who's been a long-time D1 head coach, came to Point Loma Nazarene, was there for 5 years. So I think 5 of the 6 years I was there, she was our head women's basketball coach. Had a great year this past season. Can you please quit turning off that camera, for God's sakes, and learn to keep it on?
Yes, I got you. Go ahead.
But Charity Elliott, built the program. I mean, they'd always been like, in contention for their conference. D2 is different than from D1. But literally, Isaiah, over the weekend, announced she resigned. And then next day, hired at TCU to become an assistant coach at TCU. So, I mean,
wow.
obviously you take the bigger and better role. But, the landscape is just so weird, with where, you've long believed that realignment will work. I've long said it won't because it's killed conferences. It's killed rivalries. Come on. The West Coast Conference loses Gonzaga. I mean, that is the biggest moneymaker for the WCC when it comes to TV time on ESPN, when it comes to the tournament, always having a team from the conference in there. Yeah, St. Mary's is there, but now Randy Bennett is gone off to ASU, which no one really saw that coming after 25 years. You're not a damn student. Quit paying money to learn soccer, and you're a fraud of a student there. You're not you can't even get this right for their damn hand signal. So stop and cut me the BS right there. So there's 2 things there. Then you've got the conference adding. You've got Denver coming in this school year. You've got UC San Diego in 2 years. You've got UC Santa Barbara coming in 2 years. There was talk of UC Irvine coming in 2 years. That right there, Isaiah, is that right there takes two of the biggest Big West Conference programs out of that conference into the WCC. And it's the first time since 1974, I think, that the conference has allowed a public university into a religious, private, faith-based conference. And, it's also weird, too, Isaiah. Like, I mean, you did mention, though, that, like, programs have been cut. Like, Cal Baptist cut their successful men's wrestling program. And there's been a revolt by the student body. I can go back when we were on MI6 6 years ago. SDSU had their women's rowing team sue the school after they cut the program to save costs during COVID. They had to file a 6-year-long Title IX lawsuit to get the program back up and running. My school is adding beach volleyball this upcoming spring, so that we're going to have 18 programs on our campus starting August 5th. And I'm not surprised, though, that Dusty May would go and take a better job, NBA, another Division I university, because coaches, Isaiah, don't want to put up with the bullshit of where college sports is with the NIL stuff. Bremen Sorsby gambling. Get out of here with your thoughts about that, because you can't sweep that underneath the rug. So you've got that. You've got agents. You've got the portal. You've got a lot of things going on, Isaiah. On top of that, as I've long have said, though, too, the fact, though, too, that athletes now get more burnt out by the travel that I know you don't give a crap about when it comes to football going to the East Coast and then vice versa, and that it does take a toll on athletes. I've seen it firsthand when it's come to it. And that athlete suicides still continue to grow every year since COVID hit. That the numbers elude me right now, but I am doing a audio form episode about that whole stigma, that the mental capacity that you have to have now to be a student athlete. I think that's what you forget, though, sir, is that you have to maintain a GPA to still play sports in college. And a lot of them is like 2.5, 3.0, 2.7, 2.3 to stay eligible for a Division I program. So you've got to worry about class. You've got to worry about practice time, 5 a.m. weights and beach runs and, in gyms and practices. On top, Isaiah, if you have an NIL collective, you've got to make content for your sponsors. I will name drop her real quick. Reese Bates, who plays for our indoor volleyball team at USD and also our soon-to-be beach volleyball program. She's got she's grown her following, Isaiah, because she's got a sunscreen company and a damn energy drink company sponsoring her. She's got to make content like twice a week of her doing drills back home in Kansas to just fulfill quota for that. On top of trying to be a student, be a friend, go and hang out with their friends at the bar or whatever, on top of being a top flight D1 athlete that a lot of people, including Bozo over here on this damn show, doesn't take into account, because all you see is the player and this guy's logic, wins and loss behavior. I only care about wins and losses. Don't, fail all your classes. Don't support your sponsors. Go out there and win me games. That's how this guy acts. Simple as that. But yes, the whole landscape is, I mean, this is my 10th year. Yes, 10 years, Isaiah. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like it's Sesame Street. 10 years now in D1 athletics. The landscape cannot be any more volatile for coaches, for players, as I've already seen some exodus of players who've left certain programs. I kind of, in a way, feel bad for like a new head coach, like our women's basketball team, not giving the coach time of day after 1 year to get the team in order, and you're already out the door. And that part I agree with too, Isaiah. There's no loyalty either in college athletics. I mean, you could be out after 1 year and you could be off to a better school. Case in point, Isaiah, our baseball team had a guy who was like right on the goal line of becoming signed. Your Georgia Bulldogs, I'm going to hold you to that still. Don't give me this stuff. You're still a damn Georgia fan, you piece of crap. They literally swooped in and gave this outfielder, NIL, 10 new gloves, new cleats every game day. Kid took the offer. SEC beat out the WCC when it came to it. And yeah, he went to the College World Series and he didn't win, but he didn't win it all. So that's just the problem that we also have, Isaiah, that it's just difficult for mid-majors. Yes, Mr. Mid-Major over here. So screw you again there, Mr. Leung, that we are the programs who suffer out here. The Big West, the Mountain West, the Pac-12 is going to suffer. The WCC suffers because it's so damn difficult to maintain a roster year after year because you've got kids pursuing other endeavors at other universities, and they can get, $5 million and piss that away because they gamble on games and you think it's nothing, it's a nothing burger. When I wrote an essay at age 17 saying that, or at age 14, so 17 years ago, if I have to write an essay, Isaiah, my freshman year of high school, when SDSU partners with a local Indian tribe who has a casino on their tribal land, that it was a bad idea, and we have this stuff going on with gambling and sports. I hate to tell you, sir, but even back in 2009, before I knew you, I told you so. So, shrug on that, baby back bitch.
You're right. I don't know, honestly.
When have I ever been wrong?
Well, no. Shut
up. When have I ever been wrong? When have I ever been wrong when it's come to you and me debating sports?
Oh, you've been wrong a couple times.
Maybe twice in how long?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, my Stephen A. Skip point was pretty good back in the day.
Again.
Oh, my gosh.
One-time ordeal, Isaiah. Not happening again.
But, no, that's the thing is, like, sadly, Callan, I could see, like, a lot more, whether it's, I think Tony Vitello, I'll be honest, I think he entered MLB because of the same stuff that you're talking about.
But is it for the sake of the fact, though, of that the locker room doesn't like him? He can't police the locker room. Devers is a piece of crap like you are. The team is terrible. They're going to unload all the contracts. And you have the gall to say that he's better than Dave Roberts in the National League West as a manager?
I never said that.
Yeah, you absolutely did. That the analyst has to be trembling that Tony V got hired by the Giants.
Well, first of all, if you didn't have his garbage president running the show and Buster Posey, then it'd be different.
You're also a closet Giant fan and D-back fan and Dodger fan and Rocky fan and Ranger fan and Philly fan, and all you care about is when the Padres lose, and there you go.
Wyatt. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, but yeah, Kellen, going back to our like college sports stuff, do you think that more coaches, like more big time coaches, like we're talking about the Dan Hurleys, the John Shires, maybe, I don't know if Kurt Signetti would leave just because he's 60 years of age. Do you think we would see more of these big time coaches that, hey, I won a national title, I'm done dealing with the BS that is college athletics, and I have to recruit 24/7 and it's really hard and things like that? Do you think we'll see more of these prominent coaches be like, hey, screw it, I'm going to the big leagues, just because in the big leagues, at least, we get a break? And I think that's what also Dusty May mentioned, was like, hey, in the big leagues, in the NBA, there's like a calendar. Okay, it's like you get this roster set up by your president, and then you get an off season. You don't have that in college athletics.
No, and that's because of where the transfer portal is at. It's still not right. I think that basketball finally got it right, though, as I've long said. Again, Callan was right again. What else is new? That I said that the portal had to only be open, or it could be open, the day after you crown the national champs. And they finally got that right in basketball this year.
Do they still have two portals, or is it still one now?
I think they still have two, I think.
Because I know college football, it was one, I think. I think it's one, but
they might be downsizing eventually. But I mean, we're a long ways away from any sort of like law and order being done in college sports. And I don't want to hear any stupid logic about Mariska Haggerty and Timothy Chalamet storming the court after the Spurs lost that game, and big markets are all we need, and blah 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 blah. Please, dude. You do that, and a lot of talent is not going to be able to play because it's only going to be confined to 4 teams. This isn't my damn roller hockey league in Escondido, California, where it's a 4-team league there, sir.
By the way, can I come down to see you and skate?
No. Because if you do, I will punch you in the face and check you into the boards and break the glass. It's already been broken twice in 2 weeks.
Hey, I didn't do anything stupid when I visited you. I'll just say that. Anyways, Speaking of baseball, I want to touch base on that whole Rafi Devers, Tony Vitello situation. I know there's people on social media that says it's not a big deal. There's people there that says this is such a big deal. Devers got to get what's it called, discipline. Vitello doesn't have the clubhouse. Callan, where do you stand on that? Is that a big deal where Devers waving off Vitello when he tried to send in a pinch runner, or is it just more than, or it's being made more than what it is?
I mean, if the manager makes the move, then you should obey the manager. But again, Isaiah, this has been a three-ring circus, and you again claim that Tony V was the best hiring ever, and Stammen sucks, and Roberts sucks, and Torey Vitello sucks down in Arizona, and yada, yada, yada. Again, Isaiah, 10 games into the year, Matt Chapman wants to punch Casey Schmidt for not catching a ball against the Padres. Tony V then goes and tells the media that this is like, I'm way in over my head because I can't discipline these guys like I'm in college, which again goes to my point that college coaches will not succeed in pro sports. Yes, you can talk about Jimmy Johnson and, all these other guys in sports. But Isaiah, especially when you're stuck, though, in a season like baseball with how long it is, and you're playing every day of the week minus Monday and Thursday when you're on getaway day, that's where, again, the tension rises. And again, when I, again, hear that as a former player that the inmates running the asylum already, that's not good. You can blame Posey all you want, but it's also about what is on the field right now. And, this whole team has been a soap opera this whole entire year, again, between Chapman and and what he did to Casey Schmidt, which I thought was classless. Like, yeah, you can say, catch the ball, but come on, dude, like, give me a break. That's not time and place to do so, in the middle of a pitching change or whatnot, and so on and so forth. But no, I mean, Rafael Devers has become a head case, and he's kind of turning into a bit of a diva, that, he didn't want to play first base. And, he apparently, the Giants even tried to get him to come out and do drills when they got him from the Red Sox with Will Clark at first base. And Will Clark went on his podcast, told Eric Burns, the guy blew me off 3 weeks in a row. I mean, so, it's a head case problem. He's a lot like you. He's insane in the membrane every damn day of the week. And you can't do that. I mean, and that right there again tells me that Tony Vitello has lost the plot of the Giants locker room. And that is not on him, but just the fact, again, what have I long said, Isaiah? You run the risk of having veteran players like Chapman and Devers step all over you like you're a damn doormat at the front door on a rainy day, and they use you to wipe their feet off before they go inside the house. So again, you can claim that Stammen sucks and Roberts is this, and Torey Lavello's this in Arizona. All that's gotten him, Isaiah, is a 26-44 record, and they're like next to last in the NL West.
You think they're going to fire Vitello at the end of the year? Because I think if whoever goes first, I think will be Posey. But I don't think he gets claimed. I mean, there's no way that I think he's going to get fired. I think it's more of going to be like that, forced step down type of thing. Because if they lose 100 games, right? Like, you got to do something. You can't.
For one, you'll look like an ass again, like usual, when that happens. Because my team's at least like in the wild card hunt, unlike the Giants.
My team too.
Well, you're a fraud fan anyway because you root for every team but the Padres. So that's because you have a vendetta about home run celebrations and they want them to be robots. I hit home run, yay for me. That's how you want to act about when it comes to athletes showing their passion for the game.
Light it up lighter.
Oh, well, how's that going for him? Oh yeah, IL. Yeah, so much for that. No, I mean, if they fire Vitello, maybe it's good for Tony because, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. But also, like I say, college coaches don't always make the best pro coaches. And I hate to say it, but this guy over here was right again. And Isaiah, again, is a damn FOOL.
All right, Callan.
I mean, I could be borderline drunk, getting ready to watch the World Cup tomorrow morning in 9 hours and still come on here and roast your ass.
Well, why don't you get some sleep? Why don't you go get some sleep instead of torturing me?
Because unlike you, we actually run a professional network that's gaining traction towards 3,000 watch hours where you can do bonus content, get paid to be on the air, and 4,000 watch hours. And we have shows every day of the week now, Monday through Sunday.
Callum, before we we end it for the night. The NHL draft is coming up in a couple of days.
You're not getting McKenna. Just stop already. He's going to Toronto.
I know. If Toronto doesn't draft him, there will be a revolt down there in Toronto, Canada. So they're gonna draft him. I want to ask you this. I want an outside opinion because I could be sometimes homerish, but
sometimes you are homerish every damn day of the week, dude. You're not getting Jason Robertson from Dallas because you don't have the money for an offer sheet for what he wants, and he's going to go to Ottawa.
So
stop the notion that every damn free agent is going to go to San Jose. You have enough forwards as is.
Yes.
Stop.
We have Michael Kessering, though. Woo! That's a great move by the Sharks.
The guy who played in 34 games last year with 2 points.
He was hurt. What do you expect? He was hurt.
He was nothing in Tucson when he played against San Diego, you idiot.
But, Callan, I want to ask you, NHL draft is
expiring contract anyway.
Yeah, and we're going to re-sign him to an extension. Just a matter of when.
And when they don't and they pick the defenseman number 2 overall, what are you going to say?
I will be shocked if they do that. I don't think they do that. But I don't know what San Jose's going to pick. I think they're
really care less. My team doesn't have a first-round pick, so there you go.
So since the NHL draft,
unlike you.
Oh God!
Made the playoffs. We beat your sorry ass Oilers in 6 games and took them to the brink of elimination.
Who are hiring Mike Babcock, which is
You didn't predict it because there's still an investigation about his conduct in Columbus in 2023 and how foreign players are revolting against the hire.
But can I ask you a question?
Sorry, but old school coaching doesn't work anymore, Isaiah, when you want to invade people's privacy and look at their camera roll for their phones when it's like opening day of team building in Columbus.
I agree. I don't think it's a good hire. I think that he's not going to work out there in Edmonton.
Just like how you didn't work on a certain network and how you sexually harassed a couple of female hosts on the network.
Jared Bednar to San Jose. It's coming soon.
Why would he do that when you have Warsofsky for 1 more year?
Because Warsofsky is only a matter of time until he gets canned. Because I like Warsofsky, but he is a
wanted him fired after the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah, because we were 0-3 and we lost in embarrassing fashion. I could have coached the team and would have been better.
Well, you get it right that you were 0-2-1.
0-2-1. Okay, bravo.
And you claim to be a hockey fan and you can't read the damn standings the right way.
But I do want to tell you this, Callan. I want to ask you this. NHL draft is coming up. If you had to give me your top 3 picks, what is it going to be? Do you really think San Jose goes Reed? Because it's Stenberg, Reed, they're split.
McKenna, Reed to piss you off, and then Sternberg or Steinberg goes 3rd.
You don't think Malhotra goes 3rd? Given that his father is working for the Canucks?
I don't want a nepotism hire or a nepotism draft pick, and I don't want you or your damn burner account running into my damn show ever again either, moron. Drew Rasmussen, my ass.
It'll be Gavin McKenna to San Jose, Ivar Stenberg to freaking Toronto. No, I'm kidding. Gavin McKenna.
You're not even picking first, you dingus.
I know it sucks. I'm still hurt that we didn't get Matthew freaking Schaefer. That pisses me off still.
And yet you bought a jersey, so now you're a damn Islander fan. Give me a break, buddy.
I'm not an Islander fan. I am a Matthew Schaefer fan. There's a difference, Callan. But yeah,
you're a fraud. If there was jail for fan fraud, you'd be in there with Frank the Tank.
McKenna, Stenberg, Malhotra. That's what I think it's going to be. But we'll see. NHL draft is on Friday. I will be at the Sharks draft party, witnessing another life-changing phenomenon. The last 2 NHL drafts have absolutely changed.
A life-changing phenomenon. It's poverty franchise behavior, getting the number 2 pick and celebrating like it's the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh. Enjoy your playoff spot because, hey, you will be looking up at us from now on. We're going to be winning chips like OKC did. We are going to be the Oklahoma City of the National Hockey League. But
Yeah, good luck
oh
playing
god, don't clip
Colorado.
that.
And
Do not clip that.
go ahead, Nick Morganson. You have free will to clip that, and we can share it on Cranium tomorrow. So there you go.
But anyways, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate all the fans for tuning
It's only a
in.
great show because you bring somebody who's smart, knows what the hell they're talking about, can have a beer and roast your host on this network when we have 5 people watching, when I get between 200 to 500 people watching my show on Tuesdays. This bum is also not getting Ray Clay, the legendary Bulls announcer, onto his podcast in 2 weeks either, like I am. So there you go.
Oh, bravo.
They want to talk to intelligent people, not you who just fires off hot takes and hopes for clicks and views and TikTok views and jersey sales and act like it wins you games.
But anyways, guys, it's been a great show.
Wins and losses and what have you. And Sweep Swords be stuff underneath the rug because he's 22 years old.
No, we care about Wyatt Langford too. Anyways,
Wyatt Langford is a nobody on a franchise that you only root for because of one bet 3 years ago.
Anyways, it's
unlike you. I have a thing called loyalty to my franchise. Just because
I do have loyalty.
Just because I worked one game for the LA Angels does not mean anything, Isaiah.
Oh, so but you are an Angels fan, though.
No.
Hey, like I am an Arizona State student. And that's my college team.
7-question test with 61% of the grade. You wouldn't be eligible to play in the next game if you were a student athlete, sir.
That's why I'm not a student athlete. But
you're paying to learn about soccer. Are you freaking kidding me, Phil?
What's wrong with that?
I thought you were going there to learn like team culture and team building for your actual
I am actually. I actually am. I'm taking that class as well.
Paying out of your ass to learn a sport.
Hey, it was $25.
And you claim to know hockey inside and out.
Do you want me to take a hockey class?
And yet here I am and self-taught myself to learn sports.
But hey, I think
I'm here and you are not even in the damn picture. You're at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean like the Titanic is.
Let me say this. Paying money is actually worth it because it gives me a connection to Arizona State because kids pay for college just like I paid to college to go to school. So I have a connection to Arizona State now. Forget Georgia. Don't clip that as well. This is ASU will be my school forever and ever and ever. And we're going to the Natty next year. So that's the one key point. Randy Bennett, thanks for coming to Tempe. Anyway, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Again, only a great show because the voice of reason showed up to put you in your place.
NHL draft is coming up. I will be going live from the Sharks draft party on Friday afternoon after when the Sharks
trade. San Jose gives the pick to Anaheim.
Oh God. If that happens, I mean, like I told Callan before, if that happens, there will be a meltdown.
Only oh my God, only you would melt down about that shit. My God, dude.
Because we're trying to build a winning championship team.
Yeah, isn't it painful to go through a rebuild? Welcome to my world for what I sat through for the last 7 years in Anaheim.
Hey, I sat through a horrific first season in San Jose.
You jump ship to become a Kraken fan because your damn airline sponsors the damn franchise, you dingus.
But anyways, guys.
You're also the same fool who wants to bang Caitlin Clark.
Oh, my God. Oh, I never, ever said anything like that. Anything wrong with
the screen grabs, you idiot.
But anyways. Forks. No, that was so bad. I am trying to learn, okay? And maybe they should take a class on how to do forks up, but...
How the hell can I sit here and know it's this, and you claim to be the damn student of the damn university?
Because I just started. I'm a freshman. What do you expect?
My uncle, who was an all-packet wrestler, would love to body slam your ass right now, mocking his damn alma mater.
My alma mater, too, in the future.
Isaiah, don't even give me that
Wait,
shit.
show me it. Show me how to do it again.
Yeah, it's right here.
Anyways, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
How many of these do you have, Phil? You don't have any of these.
I have a I have a trophy for basketball.
Trophy, yeah, for basketball.
But anyways, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Yeah,
Tyler,
thanks to the 5 people. Leave this
yeah.
guy behind and come watch real content on the Into the Bench Network.
Oh,
We actually
God.
do great content. We don't insult people's careers like this bum does when it comes to me. And we're getting close to 3,000 and 4,000 watch hours. And we also have about, I don't know, 500 people a night watch our content across YouTube and Twitter.
But my guy, James Gonzalez, and I will be doing Sports Weekly on Thursday. We'll be talking more about all the stuff that happened. We're going to be going live from the Sharks draft party too, so tune in for that. Some people don't tune in. Anyways,
See,
I love you.
Shut up. This is exactly the crap I talk about, Isaiah. Get that camera back on here. I'm not done yet. This is the stuff I have a major problem with, is all these stupid-ass side-swipe pot shots when it comes to me watching your content, because you don't have any cojones or balls to actually listen to people that know what they're talking about, and you can't take any heat or criticism. What's wrong with that?
Hey, I love you. You're my guy.
It might be June in a certain month, Isaiah, but give me a break.
Anyways, guys, we got to call it a night. I got to take my train home, and yeah,
you have to call it night. I'm actually going to be up doing work because, unlike you, I actually prepare for my damn content, Isaiah.
But before we call it a night, let the viewers know where they can find you, Callum. Before you call it, are you drinking a Coors? Why are you drinking a Coors Light? You're not even in Colorado.
How do you get Budweiser from freaking Coors Light? You
I can't be. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I worked a 10-hour shift. What do you expect? These eyes are tired. Come on.
It's called making excuses, Isaiah.
Oh.
And it's all you're good for is making excuses, and it's my fault and not your fault when it comes to certain things. If you want actual content, go to the Into the Bench Network on YouTube. Go like and subscribe, and you can catch me there Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays.
Well, there you have it. Go find Callan there. But until then, guys, stay safe, stay healthy.
Time for you to drop my damn sign off when we first met 6 years ago. Come up with some new content.
All right, how about this? Forks up.
That is not how you do it, you moron.
Go ASU. Giannis going to the Heat. Tyler HERRO going to the Bucks. Yeah, you got a new star there in Milwaukee. Have a good night, everybody.
Isaiah being a bitch, yes.